Hey everybody, once again, welcome back to the One of Me podcast. I introduced that very weirdly. My name is Ryan, and alongside me is my co-host as always,
Hi.
Jordan.
What's up?
Nothing much. What you doing?
Nothing.
What you doing? How y'all doing?
Recording the podcast. That's what I'm doing.
You're recording the... Boy!
I know.
You're supposed to be recording this podcast. So you're recording another one?
Of course.
Oh
no.
my god.
In the future, I might. I think I'd like to do one on anime, but this one's about video games. Like Ryan said, this is the One Up Me podcast.
What have you... we always thought about this. Oh my gosh. Is today going to be one of those days where I just cannot talk?
I hope so.
That's every day. I can't speak. I think there's something wrong with me. What have you been playing, Jordan? Let's just skip all this crap.
Okay,
I can't do this today, clearly. What have you been playing? What have you been playing?
Warframe. And I got to Mastery Rank 3, which is like a... It's not...
I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool.
Okay, so Mastery Rank, like after you get to a certain point in the game, before you can level up, essentially, you have to take a test, like a series of stuff to make sure you understand the
school?
game. Kinda, pretty much. They make sure you can level up to the next grade of being a space ninja, which is really cool. So
you have to take a test, like a pen and paper test.
No, this one I had to make sure I could like do melee attacks while flying through the air. So that was kind of cool. I recently started playing with an old friend of mine. The only thing that's really hard to do is just stupid time zones. It's annoying to play with people, but yeah, I played some Warframe. Got to Mastery Rank 3. It's like a grindy game, but in a good way. So I'm working on getting some new Warframes and the pieces I need to create those and whatnot. And then I started playing Shadowverse some more, thanks to...
Man, you playing all the Weeb games. You're going to be a Space Ninja and a Weeb Magic player.
Yeah. Well, I got back into Shadowverse because, a streamer I watch and a friend started playing it again, and I was like, okay, I'll download it. I updated it, and then I started playing it regularly. I added it into my morning, I guess, rituals and whatnot. Like, I get up and do all the normal morning stuff, and then I play some matches, and I go about my day and whatnot. I've been playing Overwatch. We'll talk a little bit more about that later with the events and stuff they're doing. That's always fun. I'm getting a little bit at Doomfist, but I realized the reason I'm bad at Doomfist is because he has like 40 bugs right now, but that's only like 0.5% of the reason why I'm bad at Doomfist.
I was going to say.
Yeah. Anyway. Ni no Kuni 2.
Have you beaten that yet?
No. I know. What? I did beat
chapter.
chapter...
I haven't beaten it either. I'm nowhere near as far as you either, so I can't talk.
I think I'm 45 hours in now.
You've got to be getting close.
I'm on the last chapter. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Because I beat chapter 6 and I beat chapter 7. And wow. Like, chapter 6, it's not really a spoiler, but... Oh,
he's about to spoil it. He's about to say who Naruto's dad is.
That's right. Skip ahead if you don't want to know this. It's just a boss mechanic thing that I hated. Like, it was just the way you had to beat this boss is just so annoying. Because, you get through it and you're like, okay. And they're like, surprise! Here's this mechanic. And I'm like, why? Why is it done like this? Okay, according to Steam, I've played 52 hours of this game.
52 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be getting close.
Yeah, I'm...
It's at the last chapter, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the last chapter. I'm pretty sure chapter 8 is the last chapter.
Probably.
I would hope so, because I'm not tired of playing this game.
But you're ready to move on?
I'm ready to move on. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, I love it. It's awesome. I'm glad there's side quests I can go back and play. I'm glad there's other stuff I can collect and whatnot.
But you're ready to see the end content.
Yes, I'm ready to see the end content. I've done so much grinding and stuff. I just want to go around, because I went and had to go back, and I tried beating this boss over and over and over, and I had to go through, and I spent like one full day and just grinded and just leveled myself up like 15 levels so I could beat this boss easier. And I was going back through, and like as I just got it stronger and whatnot, it was just a breeze to go through and just kill a whole bunch of enemies. And I was like, that feels good. And I was like, I hope the end game's like this, where you're just like so strong that you can just go through and kill a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm ready for the story to be over, because I want to see what happens, because between chapters 6 and 7, so much stuff happens that it literally says, hey, you need to save right now because you will not be able to play freely for like this amount of time. So, and they're like, you can't skip it, you can't pause it. They're like, you have to go through this X amount of stuff in this time frame. Like, are you committed to doing this thing right now? And I was like, sure. And I did it, and I was like, well, that was emotional. So now I gotta go find out what happens at the end of it. So.
If y'all are hearing some noises, it's my roommate getting ready. He just now woke up apparently. What was that thing you were talking about when you said spoilers? You said there was something about boss mechanic.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't even cover that.
No, you didn't.
It's just so the way you gotta battle this boss is like it's really weird, and then they give you these platforms that like disappear after a while, but it's a staircase. Imagine like a floating staircase, and you have to run up it, and then it gets to like where it's like a checkerboard, and you have to jump on them, but they randomly disappear, and so it's
you just didn't like that.
No, and it changes every time.
Yeah.
So there's no pattern to it. And so you'd run up the staircases, and you'd go to jump where you think there'd be a tile, and the tile would disappear. And it was just like... And so that was just annoying, because you had to get to a higher point of this particular boss. And it was just like... It just took me so long to do, because the tiles kept disappearing. And I did it over and over. I did it. I finished it. And it was just
nice.
Like... I was like, yes! You know, it started like laughing, and it was just
you
so
beat
cool.
a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like it was awesome. Because, you know, like I failed it over and over and over because I was just, and I kept running through it, and I kept trying to memorize, you know, like, okay, this tile, like on this run, and this one, and this one, and this one. And then like I started realizing, like, there's no pattern to this.
Right.
Like, I can't memorize what tile is going to disappear. And so it just, like, it got to the, and like I looked it up online, I was like, is it different? And people were like, yeah, this is stupid. Like, and a lot of people were like, I loved the game until this, and I stopped playing it because of this mechanic. And I was like, dang, like that's, like you put this much time in the game and you stopped playing it right at this chapter because of this boss mechanic. But, yeah.
I mean, I guess if it's bad enough, people don't want to finish it.
Apparently it ticked off a lot of people. Well, I can't say a lot because I can't speak for everybody that played it, but the couple things that I saw while trying to figure out if it was just me that couldn't figure out the mechanic or if it was just like a thing and whatnot. But yeah, there was a couple people that I saw that weren't too happy about it.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I've been playing a little bit of Overwatch. Mainly I've been playing it to get like some skins and stuff that I wanted. There's an event going on right now that we'll talk about in a second. Not a lot though. I've been in school and I'm still kind of getting used to being back to school. I'm still playing Samus Returns every day at school. Like in between classes, I play decently. I still got a long way to go, but I'm still enjoying it. I need to get the ice cannon. I've gotten it twice, and then for some reason, I don't know if I'm not saving or what, but I've lost it twice. So yeah, that's happened, which is kind of annoying, but I guess it's my own fault. But I am enjoying it. The big news though on the games I played front is I finally beat Uncharted.
I didn't even know you were playing it. Like, you sent me that message, and I was like, what? I'm like, good for you.
Yeah, like, I bought the Uncharted collection. It might have been late last year, honestly. Okay. And I got to this point. I got kind of stuck. And yesterday, I just decided I'm going to, try it again. And I started playing it, and it was just one of those things. It was an easy puzzle. I just, for some reason, couldn't get my head around it. And so I pretty much just solved it immediately. And when I loaded the game in, it said I had 70% of the game completed. So I was like, I'm just going to beat this. So I beat it just like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours or whatever I had left.
Congratulations.
In just one sitting. Thank you. It was really, really good. And I've heard that all the others are better. So I'm excited to play the whole series now. I think I'm going to commit to play the whole series. I've heard from various sources which one's better, but I've heard they're all, like, even, like, the one is the worst. So... And I really liked it. I think it was a very solid game, so I'm very excited to go on and play the rest of them. That's really all the games I've been playing, though.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on to the new games and deals section.
Yep. So the first one that we have down is called Everland. It's a social online open world game, and the intent is to provide players a space to relax, explore, customize their characters, unlock achievements, collect items, play a variety of minigames, and make friends. The only reason this one's on here is because it's a friend of mine.
Oh my gosh, this kid.
I know. I like supporting people, and this looks like a really cool thing that I'm probably going to play casually with my friends. If you want to check it out, it's going to be in the show notes. It's like a 8-bit style kind of game. The music looks kind of fun. There is a video that they posted online of the gameplay and whatnot, so it'll all be on their website. You can check it out. It looks pretty fun. It's like a super casual, it's like a bunch of games meet one game kind of a thing. So you can imagine like being your own NPC. So you can buy, say if there's a hotel in town or like a taco shack or whatever, you can buy those with in-game money and you can run them. And so like say if you have a lemonade stand, which is something you can have in the game.
What the heck?
What? I know it's a weird game.
Can you actually have a taco stand too?
I don't know about that. I don't know if there's a taco stand, but there is really a lemonade stand, and you can run a lemonade stand, and your friends and people can come, and you'd be like a real life person would be that character that ran that lemonade stand, and that'd be their job. And you can, and it would, while you're doing the lemonade thing, it'd be like a whatever that, you know, the mini games like Cafe Craft or whatever it's called, where you like have to serve up the food and the people get really annoyed with you.
Like
and stuff.
Diner Dash.
That, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's what it would be like if you ran the lemonade stand, and if you could run like, I think there's an arcade in town, you can run that. If you wanted, like, it's all the stuff would be run by people, and
right.
It's just like it's a big huge server, and people.
It's like freaking what's it called? Second Life or whatever.
Kinda. Pretty much the easiest way to describe this is it's a seamless open world to make friends, create music, explore, buy your own property, and play games. It's going to be coming out on Steam, and Android, and Apple in 2019. Okay,
so
and they
if
have
you're,
all
if
the
you're
things.
a nerd, keep out, you know, for that. Watch for that.
It's their website's playeverland.com. They are also on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, and they have their own Discord server.
All right. Meanwhile, us non-nerds.
That's right.
Have been playing Dragon Age or Dragon Quest 11.
Who cares?
So I actually haven't picked it up yet, but if you like fantasy games and stuff, Dragon Quest 11 is the first one is the first Dragon Quest that's come to the States in a while. So it's Dragon Quest. So you'll probably know if you like it or not. There's reviews all about it online, but I thought I'd mention it because it's a big, RPG type game. I love RPGs. Akira Toriyama, is the artist, as always. So if you're interested in that, if you haven't played a Dragon Quest game in a long time, because they haven't been coming to the United States, here's your chance to play one. Not much to say about that because I haven't played it yet. It is getting good reviews, I'll say that. Also, as always, since it's a new month, you have new games for PlayStation Plus, Games with Gold, and Twitch Prime. Your PlayStation Plus, at least the PS4 games, are Destiny 2 and what was the other one?
So you can get Infamous Second Son.
No, that's wrong. This is the wrong. I think this is last year's.
Really?
Yeah, we've clicked on the wrong. Yeah, this is last year's.
It is last
Destiny
year's.
2 is definitely.
That's right.
I think Jordan looked up.
I did.
September for last year's.
I hate them.
You hate them? I don't know if it's their fault.
Yeah, I know it's their fault.
Oh,
it's my fault.
It's okay. So Destiny 2 is one of the games you can pick up. Jordan, hurry up and find out what the other game is.
Okay.
I'm having to stall.
Okay, I'll type it in.
Hey, how about that weather?
Oh my god. Hey, at least they're getting Destiny. That's pretty awesome.
Destiny 2, I never played Destiny 2. I did play Destiny 1. I liked it, but it's I didn't play it that much.
God of War 3.
God of War 3 and Destiny 2. Thank you.
Yep.
It
also includes Another World 20th Anniversary Edition for PS3, which has cross-buy with PlayStation 4 and Vita. And for all you Vita fans, you can get Foul Play and Sparkle 2 as well.
No one cares about Vita, Jordan.
Well, there's a strong community for that game.
For that game? For that system?
For that too.
Oh.
I'm sure they're happy with it.
I have one that you will let me use.
Oh, no, it's yours. I don't want that thing.
You don't? Okay.
That is yours.
What about the Games with Gold, Jordan? Did you also make that for September 2017?
No, I got August 2015 for this one.
For those of you who are listening to this in September 2017, you can get Infamous Second Son for free.
That's right. For the new games with gold for September 2018.
Well, it's not that bad.
You can get the Live Lock, which is available.
No, wait, no, this sucks. Continue.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad collection. I'm not happy with any of these games. It's not going to make me go run buy an Xbox.
They're just like
gold.
old games.
They're just I mean, the only one that's kind of cool is the Sega Vintage Collection Monster World. That's kind of cool. I'm not a huge Monster World fan, but collections are fun.
What is Sega Vintage Monster World? That's not
Sega Vintage Monster World collection.
What is Monster World?
Do you not know what Monster World is?
Do you?
Yes, it's a RPG action role-playing hunter game where you go out and get a whole bunch of stuff from animals and dragons and
Jordan,
you make armor.
That's Monster Hunter.
Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh.
This kid. Oh my gosh. This kid. He thought Monster.
Wow.
You were thinking Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
Did you think they were giving away Monster Hunter World? Or did you think they were giving away? I was like.
I thought they were giving away multiple Monster Hunters.
Okay, so the first Monster Hunter game came out in the 2000s. This game looks like it's from like 1985. And okay, so you're gonna get Monster World.
Thank you.
Star Wars Lego Star Wars 3, Live Lock, which I don't know anything about, and Prison Architect, which I've heard is good, but I've never played it. And there's something. What is this For Honor thing? Is that last month? Man, you can get For Honor free like every month. Like they're going away. They're like, I don't know. They're like, I don't know. I don't like. They're not making enough money off that game already. You know that that game was panned and somehow it's come back. I don't want to even try.
I got it free on PC.
I was going to, like they've tried to give it. No, it's not like they just give it away for free. Like I swear, like once a month, and I still haven't picked it up because I don't want it.
Yeah, I downloaded it and I was like, I'm never gonna play this. I'm
never gonna play it.
And I haven't uninstalled it. The Twitch games you can get.
Yeah, you can just go look those up. I don't even. It's nothing huge, but if you. I guess we might as well say them. It's the Adventure Pals Punk BMX. That sounds
Yep.
Strife Veteran Edition, Guild of Dugeoneering, and Gunpoint. I've never heard of any of those games. Dude, this is kind of a tangent. I almost bought Strider. I almost bought Strider last month because that game is awesome. But I've never actually picked it up. There's a PS4 game that came out like with the PS4.
I honestly
it was like $5. It's
any of the words you're saying.
Okay, so it's like it's an old Capcom series. I think it's Capcom.
Okay, give me the elevator pitch for this game. Why should I buy it?
You're a ninja, and it's a side-scrolling ninja game.
I'm sold.
It's really fun. You should check it out.
I like ninjas.
It was on sale for like $5 last month. I don't know why I didn't pick it up, but I didn't. It's a really good game if anyone wants to look it up. The last thing we have on our new game / deal section isn't really either one, but we didn't really know where to put this. It's the D.Va Nana Cola Challenge. So by the time this podcast comes out, the summer games are already over. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking for a new D.Va skin, that you can watch certain well, actually, yeah. Okay, so if you watch certain Twitch streamers for 2, 4, and 8 hours, I believe it is.
Correct.
You'll get sprays and stuff. Like, if you want to find out which streamers are streaming on which day, you can just look that up. It's pretty easy to figure out. But there's also a new D.Va skin available. So what you need to do is, if you win 3 games, this doesn't have to be in a row or anything. It's just until the 13th of September. You win 3 games, you get like sprays or something. You win another 3, you get something else. And if you win 9 games and going up until the 13th, and this is in any mode, I believe, then you'll get a new D.Va Nana Cola skin.
So if you win 3 games, you get 2 sprays. which kind of look cool. If you win 6 games total, you get obviously the 2 sprays and a player icon. And if you win 9 games total,
That's right. You get a player
everything.
icon. That's the most you get.
Yeah, and you get D.Va Cola skin, and this goes through September 10th.
It's 10th. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was the 13th. Oh, excuse me.
So also they have a Love D.Va poster you can
Love
get. The official
D.Va
poster. It looks kind of cool. You can also download it for digital wallpapers. It's on the website that we'll link in the show notes if you're interested in that and you want some more D.Va artwork for your wall or whatever you want to do with it.
I don't want to hear about what you're doing with the
Have
D.Va
fun.
wallpaper.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. We can move into our news. We got some cool stuff.
For the first thing we have here on the docket is this comes from GameSpot. If you want to check it out.
I like that word.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it too. And this is probably on every news site that covers games remotely, though. Spider-Man PS4.
Freaking out.
Spider-Man PS4 has claimed. Yeah, fans have claimed that there may be graphics downgrade, and the Spider-Man PS4 dev has responded to it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know,
Spider-Man is coming
PS4
out for the PS4.
Yes.
By Insomniac Games, and it's going to be amazing. I wish my PS4 would show off already. Best Buy, can you speed up that shipping process?
Okay, so it's not going to get here until the 7th at the very earliest.
I know.
So there has been a I don't know, speculation or rumors or whatever that the game has been downgraded. I don't know. You can just look up pictures or watch a video.
Just type in
on
Spider-Man puddle
and people
on the internet.
Yeah,
and it'll pop
there
up.
have been claims that it's being downgraded. Like the graphics aren't as good. This has happened multiple times throughout the years. The biggest known and a worst known case that I can think of is Watch Dogs, in which the game looked incredible at shows, and then it looked just kind of when it came out.
Yep.
And people are kind of claiming that Spider-Man is trying to do the same thing. But Insomniac Games, which I trust, from what I know of them, which, I mean, granted, isn't everything, but I mean, I love Spyro, and I loved Ratchet & Clank, and Sunset Overdrive looked amazing. Like, they're like, no, this isn't happening. It's just Insomniac Games tweeted, it's just a change of puddle size. There's no downgrade. And they also tweeted things like, it's because, like, I can't remember if this is Insomniac Games Twitter or the head of Insomniac Games, so forgive me if I'm getting them mixed up. But one of them tweeted, it's because, like, the Earth is moving around the sun and it's shining differently depending on where the Earth is and in relation to the sun and if it's rained and stuff like that. And so Duelshockerss did an investigation, and they looked into the photos and did their own la-di-da, and they're like, no, there's no downgrade. So from every information I have from Insomniac Games, which, I mean, granted, are obviously biased, and Duelshockerss, there is no downgrade. It's just the way the light's hitting the puddles, depending on the shadows, and like I said, this sounds like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, but
yeah,
from what I can tell, there's no downgrades. It's just people overreacting.
My favorite comment on the tweet was, guys, since we tried the trailer, the puddle dried up. That's all that happened. Yeah, something like that's pretty much what people have been saying. It's just, or the people that are defending Insomniac are saying that the game is, I guess, dynamic, and depending on what time of day it is, it may have rained, the sun may be shining more, there may be shadows in the way. So I don't think this is, I think this is just being blown out of proportion. People just found some, and they got some images, and they got scared that it's been downgraded, and they've kind of overreacted. Oh, this is kind of goes into the new game/deals. I just saw this. Anybody out there who doesn't have a PS4 or any way to play Monster Hunter World, but you have a Switch, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, which isn't the same, but it is a Monster Hunter game. So if you want to try out Monster Hunter, it's out for the Switch now. If anyone wants to check that out, so good on you.
It looks kind of cool.
So our wonderful listeners know that we love the Castlevania series, both video game and the Netflix series.
It's pretty good.
So we were pretty excited when we saw that Diablo is maybe getting
oh my gosh,
a Netflix series.
I freaking adore Diablo so much. So this is a rumor, like Jordan said. It would
100%
maybe getting one.
Yeah,
So
this is from Revenge of the Fans.
Okay. It says Netflix has... Oh my gosh. Netflix has found success adapting games into TV series as they did with Castlevania, which, as we said, will be getting a second season and a third season because the third season got confirmed before the second season.
That's right. We covered it on the podcast.
And they seem to have found their next foray into that world. A hot rumor just arrived on my desk. And this is not my desk. This is me reading the article. And it concerns Diablo, the Diablo video game franchise, getting its own Netflix series. And that a writer has already been tapped to develop it. The early buzz on the upcoming Hellboy remake is quite positive. Okay. I think that's something else.
They're just tying it into, there's a rumor that there's maybe a Hellboy remake coming up, which is kind of cool. I also love Hellboy and Diablo. So it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, if this is true, dude, this could be so cool.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
This could be such a just fun and cool series.
Oh, yeah. For those of you that don't know, Diablo has been around since like 1996, and it's a action role-playing hack and slash.
It's so good. If anybody doesn't play Diablo, check it out. Look up reviews and stuff, or
exactly, or gameplay,
gameplay,
or just wait a little bit and you can play Diablo 3 on your Switch. If you don't
my gosh, yes, that's another reason. If you have a Switch and you want another game, Diablo 3 is going to Switch. Mm-hmm. Man, if this comes true, I'm so excited.
For me, I love watching tons of different stuff, but it's real enjoyable when you can see a wonderfully produced video game show that isn't just video game genre-esque.
This is my personal, I don't want to say belief because it sounds weird, but my view is that I like TV shows more than movies.
I'd agree with that.
You have more time with the characters usually. It seems like people are more willing to experiment with TV shows. Yeah. You don't have to go to the movie theater, so if it's on Netflix or something, I already have Netflix, so I don't have to buy any more. So I don't know, man. I'm so hyped about this. There's not a whole lot to say here because, like I said, it is a rumor, but just keep that in the back of your mind that Diablo could be getting a Netflix TV series. Let's move on. Jordan, shall we?
Sure. Okay,
so Travis Strikes Again, which is a No More Heroes sequel, finally has a release date. There's not a whole lot to talk about here. I just thought I'd mention that it is hitting Switch on January 18th.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some more research on this game, because honestly, I've heard of the character, heard of the genre, and whatnot, but never dove into it myself, so I'm definitely going to check this out.
It's a very anime-esque, hyper-realistic, stylized type of gameplay world.
It looks awesome. I just haven't looked at it. I'm definitely going to probably check it out for Switch, though, because I'm starting to use my Switch, or I'm going to try to use it more. I've been playing a lot of PC stuff.
I've been playing a lot of DS stuff. Just trying to beat this Metroid game.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to turn my Switch into like a mobile Weeaboo portal thing, kind of.
Apparently it's going to have a Shovel Knight collaboration. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and move on here. The next story we got is Cyberpunk 2077 had a gameplay reveal trailer.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
It looks incredible. Oh my gosh. Go stop listening to the podcast right now.
Yeah, literally.
Watch the 45-minute gameplay and then come back and continue to listen. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak.
Blew my mind. I've watched it twice already.
Wow.
I watched the full trailer, and then Sifted was kind enough to break up everything and just kind of they broke it down into character creation, like RPG elements, combat, and then something else. I forgot what the fourth one was, but it just is awesome.
Man, this game is definitely rated mature.
Oh, yes. I tweeted out something the other day, and I don't think anybody saw it or cared about it or whatever, but I'll mention it here. I was like, I don't know if I'm more hyped. No, I think I'm more hyped for Cyberpunk 2077 than I am Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. Like, I don't have like a back mural of Sora or anything, but it's just like I love Kingdom Hearts. I've been waiting for it forever. I hope it comes out in 2019. And I am...
Yeah, it's coming out in 2019. Wait, no, you're talking about Kingdom Hearts?
I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts, yeah.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts coming out in 2019. Kingdom Hearts will come out in 2019. I don't know about Cyberpunk 2077, though.
I don't either. But I love the Netrunner world. I love Cyberpunk stuff. I love
The Witcher. The Witcher's world is very cool.
I love this studio. It's definitely on my top 3 list of favorite studios and whatnot. But it's just, this game, it looks like it's exceeded my expectations, and there's literally nothing else I could want with it. It's just...
There's a lot of games coming out that sound awesome.
Oh, yeah.
This, I don't even know what to say. The game looks beautiful.
Perfect.
Like we said, it's definitely rated M. If you had any expectations of it not being rated M, the gameplay looks fluid. Yeah, what's that?
Is they had if you haven't seen the trailer, there's this scene in the trailer where you have to revive your friend, or
I think it's just somebody.
I guess it's an alleged friend, maybe a friend. I like to think they're friends, but anyway,
I like to think they're friends.
I was surprised that they showed this on Twitch, but it was just bare naked.
Oh yes, nudity. It's full frontal. I don't know if it's full frontal nudity, but there was definitely
I feel like they could chalk it up to be she's 80% android, so it's fine. It's oh, okay. But yeah, I was surprised that they showed that on Twitch, and Twitch just kept letting it stream.
I didn't even know it was on Twitch. I just watched it on YouTube.
Yeah. No, it was live streamed on Twitch.
I don't know what else to say about this game. It looks incredible. I'm hyped beyond belief for it. It's in my top 3 most hyped game right now. Honestly, might be Spider-Man, just because it's coming out in less than a week after this podcast comes out. So I am beyond hyped for that. But man, Cyberpunk 2077 is way on up there for me. It looks so good. It looked like there might be just by the way the gameplay is played, it looks like it might have some multiplayer components.
Yeah,
but I don't know why. Honestly, I thought that
we are not saying that.
No. I'm not talking about it's gonna be tacked on. They said they may add multiplayer, but it'll be after the game comes out. And I just thought it kind of looks like
I hadn't thought about it until you brought it up, and I was like, huh, okay.
It's just how the gameplay looks. It looks super fast and frenetic and very accurate, I guess. So I thought that kind of looked like it might have some multiplayer added eventually.
And I've realized this about me. Anything that has destructible environments makes me feel really cool.
Yeah, it kind of made me think about of Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know why.
Yeah.
With the destructible environments and stuff.
Yeah, man, if you haven't checked out Cyberpunk 2077, you're definitely living under a rock, which, there's no problem with that. Whatever your house wants to be, it can be a rock. But check this out. It's an awesome game. And
we assume it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype.
It's no way. If it's, I can't imagine that game being bad. That'll be the biggest letdown of all time if that game is bad.
Yeah. I feel like they could have hyped all this up and it become a side scroller platformer, and I'd still play it.
Yeah.
I'd still be okay with it.
This next story, unfortunately, does revolve around something that's not so uplifting. If anyone didn't know, there was unfortunately a shooting at the I guess it was this past weekend, I'm not sure, Madden NFL tournament. And unfortunately, there were 2 killed, and there were also 11 more wounded. So, I don't know, I guess keep them in your thoughts and prayers. But there were, I guess good news, EA is donating $1 million to the victims of the shooting. This is tragic, and it does not represent games as a whole, and I know some people have been using this to point out that games are bad or whatever, but it's honestly, if you do that, you're kind of disgusting. I mean, people died.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, people. I don't have any words. It's just, I hate this happening, and I hate people are using this as
a platform.
Yeah. If you want to know our personal views on it, we did an episode on it. Well, not on this particular.
On
just
video
on
games
general.
and violence and stuff.
Yeah, it's episode 7 of the podcast, so you can check that out. I know it, and it's not me shamelessly plugging. I don't have time.
We don't want to talk about this. It's
it's just we've already spoken our piece with how we feel about certain things in this particular spectrum.
And honestly, we don't know enough about the situation to go
Also
into
true.
a whole episode about
conversation about this. Currently, it's unfortunate it happened. This good for EA being able to.
Whether or not they're trying to make this publicity, so at the very least, this will help some people.
Correct. This next piece of news is also it's a good thing. Well, not it's happy news. So this comes from PC Games In, and as you know, I'm a pretty big advocate for Warframe. I'm not as big as some people, but I do enjoy the game and what the studio does, and they have a wonderful team and whatnot. So, How Make-A-Wish immortalized. Thank you. Immortalized one of Warframe's players in the new update. So this is kind of awesome. I saw this, and it's what happened is if you never heard of Make-A-Wish, it's an organization that sends people to Disneyland. And
I think most people probably know what Make-A-Wish is.
So it's in the recent years, children have been wishing for more and more interesting, unique things for Make-A-Wish. And Eli had been playing for 2 years, and he wanted to see how his favorite game was made. And he wasn't asking to go to TennoCon, which was the child lived in Texas, and TennoCon, which is Warframe's like Comic-Con, essentially. It's just a whole conference about Warframe. It was in London, Ontario. And so when a child makes a wish for something, they do their best to make it happen, and I'd say 9 out of 10 times they make it happen. So it's kind of awesome that he got to go to this and be able to experience how the company put so much hard work into this game and whatnot. They said, I think for a child like Eli, because he's 14 years old, it's really an age where children with cystic fibrosis start realizing they're a little bit different than their peers because of all the treatments they had to go through every night and their medicine protocols. So being able to escape into a game like Warframe for these children and the daily realities of having cystic fibrosis, and for him, it's something that he can always turn to. And so it was interesting to see that it's interesting to see how influential indie video games can really be into everybody's life from all walks of life, especially Warframe, where you get to be a cool space ninja. So that was kind of cool that he is able to be put in the game.
Oh, they put him in the game?
Yeah, so I don't know why it's taken me so long to get to this. I guess it's a
lot to take in. I understand.
It's just an emotional thing. You go from people being shot playing a digital sports game to a kid with Make-A-Wish being put into a game that he loves. So he's one of the first people you'll meet in the new Fortuna update. In the new zone, there's a Fortuna. Not the Fortuna. There's Fortuna. It's the new city that they just announced for their new open landscape, which is amazing. I haven't been able to be there yet because I'm not to that point in the game, but I did check out the trailer and it looks awesome. There's tons of people that will greet you, and so Eli gets to be one of those greeters who they recorded saying, "Welcome, Tenno," is one of the lines he says, and be safe out there, Tenno. For players who come and go, they'll trigger this audio line and they'll hear him sort of warn them to be safe or welcome them as they come and go to the city. So, and Eli said he was talking about going to TennoCon and being able to be in the game and whatnot. He said it was awesome. The people there and the atmosphere was incredible. Definitely an experience I will never forget. So that's pretty awesome. The Digital Extremes is very aware of the importance of games and the place they can have in people's lives. So the team has a focus on accessibility. They said, quote, "We do try to make Warframe as accessible as possible," Penny Cook said, "through control options, making sure that even something as simple as being able to play with limited motor functions, that it's not as challenging in terms of the amounts of buttons that need to be pressed at one time, or the button combinations, or even something as simple as including colorblind options, text options, things like that. We recognize, we try to be cognizant ahead of time, but then players are also very good at letting us know after the fact if we've missed the mark here or there, or if we need to improve in certain areas. They let us know." So it's awesome that they're doing this they did this for this individual. If you just want to see a really cool community and how communities should act in video games, in my opinion, check out the Warframe community. Everybody is nothing but helpful. It's the developers, when they were coming up with the game, they pretty much just did a no toxicity thing across the board. PS on Sony, Microsoft, and PC, and I guess the upcoming Switch, they've made it very clear to all of their communities that there's no toxicity, there's no shaming. This is an open place for anybody that wants to be here, and if you're mean to each other, don't do that, because you won't be a part of their community. And so they've made it very clear that's how it's going to be, and us as players have accepted that. And they're like, if you want to go be mean to somebody, one, don't do it, and two, you're not going to do it in our community. So
yeah, that's a nice story. Very uplifting. The last story we have for today is a little less heavy-handed, but it's
this is just funny.
Jordan must have found this. I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, so I get bored sometimes and just go down Twitter rabbit holes. So this one is from IGN. Valve is very aware of all the jokes people make. So Valve said, over the next few years, you'll see us doing more things. And, obviously, anytime Valve says anything, people tie it back to Half-Life 3. They're like, oh my gosh, Half-Life 3 is coming out. Half-Life 3 is never coming out. Blah, blah,
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yep. So Valve said, I think we're very aware of all the jokes because of all of us. He's like, all of us lurk in forums and share them around with each other, says Jeep Barnett, a program on Artifact and a member of the original team that made the
Narbacular Drop.
Thank you, Narbacular Drop, who were all hired to create Portal as a result. Understanding Valve is very complex. Isn't very complicated because it's just made of all the people who work here, Barnett explained. From the outside company or outside any company, you try to personify it in something very specific to understand what thing it is.
Boy,
it's just not that simple. What?
You're having a hard time reading this.
I am.
Okay. Sorry. This might sound kind of weird. Sorry, I'm not trying to call you out.
No, go. I am reading this very weird. I guess I just have a lot in my fruit cup right now.
Delicious fruit cup.
Exactly.
Fruit cup sounds good.
It does. Pretty much the main thing what they want people to take away from this and what we want people to take away from this.
Half-Life 3 is never coming.
Thank you. That's that, and also the Valve said a bunch of investment we've done over the past few years hasn't really been exceptionally visible to customers playing our games. But, they are working on stuff, they say. So,
yeah,
good for them.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yep. He said we spent a lot of time improving customer service on Steam. That was a hard problem. It took a bunch of people and a bunch of time to work on. So, cool. Good for them. He said they're in a place to, as a company, be able to invest and focus a lot more on games again. For me personally, I'm cool with Valve doing literally whatever they want. Artifact looks like a cool game. I'm probably going to check it out. I always try to try out different card games and whatnot.
Yeah. It's going to have Dota characters in it, I think.
Correct. It looks like there are Dota characters from what I've seen on the internet. So
I'll probably check it out too. I don't know. I don't know if I need another card game in my life, but I'll check it out.
I don't need another card game in my life, but, I'll check it out.
Yep. Okay. I think that's the
For you,
final
the
news
listeners.
story. Yeah.
That's it. Yep. Let's get into
The
this,
topic.
main meat.
The topic of the show here. Okay, so this week's topic is what we've titled it is what makes a video game. So when I thought about this topic, the main thing I was thinking was walking simulators. For those of you who don't know what walking simulators are, it's like the Walking Dead Telltale franchise. It's kind of what replaced the old school adventure games from back in the 90s and 80s, except they're even less puzzly. There's like story-based games, so we don't have a lot of combat, if any. And a lot of people say that they're not games, which is an interesting argument that I don't necessarily agree with, but I see their point. Jordan, you told me before we started that you had played some of these games.
Yeah, so I've played a couple Telltale games and some of the other walking simulator games and whatnot. I'm not gonna lie, when Ryan told me this that phrase, I was like, walking simulator. I'm like, why are we gonna cover? I was thinking like a Wii Fit type of game.
I figured some people might
like
think
a treadmill, and so, but it's not. It's like it's kind of like a build your own adventure.
It's a story-based game.
Yeah, story-based game. So I played
very heavily story-based.
I played a pretty good bit of the Walking Dead, the Telltale series, and that was phenomenal. It was kind of, obviously it wasn't my first introduction to those type of games and whatnot, but it definitely, like, I'd say it impacted me in a pretty big way. It was just interesting to not have to, learn button combinations or go find this, secret key for this dungeon or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And it's definitely a unique experience to just enjoy a game and enjoy the art and the music and the story. Not that you can't enjoy that in other games. It's just that when you're just walking through the game and you're interacting with
apparently my phone
the
isn't on
characters, it's fine. Phones make noises. We make noises.
It literally is muted. What?
I don't
Apparently
know.
not. I guess it clearly wasn't. Okay.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see that The Walking Dead was awesome. The Telltale series that I enjoyed the most, though, was probably the Batman one.
I have not played that yet. I had the first season downloaded.
So I have not played it. I did, and I feel like I played it because I watched a full playthrough of it, which was, I don't know how long it was. Maybe, I think they broke it up into like an hour apiece, and there was like, I think I watched somebody play, 10 hours of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So it feels like I played it, and it was so enjoyable to watch because the person I watched was Berlizzi, and he makes awesome videos, great guy and whatnot. So it was just a really enjoyable form of entertainment, and also as a comic book lover, and I enjoy the Gotham mythos and whatnot. So it was really cool just to see Batman in that aspect, and it wasn't about combo punching. And it wasn't like the Arkham. Yeah, it wasn't like the Arkham series, which I love.
Man, I do too.
It's a great series. It was just a story about Batman, and it was just like, it was awesome. It was like watching a movie, where it was just like each little episodes, because I think they do call them episodes.
Yeah, it's like they're like it's like a TV show almost.
Yeah, and where it was like you could put it down, pick it up. And it would even give you little recaps, like, this is what happened last time. And it's like, that's so cool. It's like a digital graphic novel.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so,
I guess it would almost kind of include the, in a way, those Japanese, what are they called?
Light novels?
No.
Not, I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
like they're like visual novels. Yeah, they're kind of like those. Well, in the sense that they tell a story.
Yeah, there's actually.
I've never played.
That's why I kept on. That's why I held onto my Vita for so long. Yeah. There's one I want to play. It's Psychopaths, a light novel or
visual novel. Yeah, there's a bunch of visual novels.
But actually, I think it's for the PS4 as well. So I'm probably just gonna pick it up for the PS4 because I definitely want to play that game. I'm a big Psychopaths fan. For any of those that are curious.
So my views are, it's a game, but even if you say it's not a game, I don't think that's necessarily like a bad thing. I don't know. It is a game because you are interacting, but The Walking Dead, and this isn't only Telltale games. I'll speak about one that is similar. It's not exactly a walking simulator, but it's very similar in the fact that there's not that much gameplay. But I've played The Walking Dead seasons 1 and 2. I need to play 3 so I can play 4, which is out now, I think. The first episode. I played The Walking Dead season 1 and 2. Played The Wolf Among Us. And I've played the Tales from the Borderlands.
You also played Firewatch.
I haven't started Firewatch yet.
Really?
I bought it. I haven't started it yet.
That's right.
I also played Gone Home, but I need to complete that. The very emotionally, I cried at the end. I ain't gonna lie. I cried at the end of The Walking Dead 1 and 2.
Yeah, that.
PewDiePie cried at the end of The Walking Dead, and he's got a lot of money, so fight me. He cried, and I cried too. Man,
there's nothing wrong with a video game making you cry. During some of the Chapter 7 stuff in Ni no Kuni 2, I was just like, what? And that's all I'm going to say about it. It was just... But yeah, I definitely...
Evan gets his head cut off.
That's not what happened.
Holy crap, that'd be brutal. I'm Evan!
Join my country.
I'll be like,
how about no?
Oof, I was pretty sure he was a communist anyway, so I'm kind of glad that happened. Hashtag Evan from Ni no Kuni 2 is a communist.
Hashtag Ni no Kuni 3 communism.
Yeah, but back to the subject at hand. These games have a very I don't know, like they're very, very good at making you feel things. Like just like raw emotion, I guess. Like I said, I cried in The Walking Dead's first 2 seasons. The Wolf Among Us made me feel like I didn't cry. It made me feel so angry, at so many things because everyone was such a jerk to Bigsby, because he was the big bad wolf or whatever. The main character in The Wolf Among Us is the big bad wolf, but he's not. He's a cop in it. And I was like, I just want to kill everyone here. But I restrained myself, which is very interesting, because I wanted to prove that I'm not that guy. And in most games, I'm just going to effing rep shop. And then after I did that, I went back and I killed everyone that it would let me kill in a second playthrough.
Good.
Because I was like, I'm going to kill effing Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I'm going to kill that effing... I killed everyone I could. And I don't know. And the game that I was talking about earlier that's not quite a walking simulator is Journey.
Oh my gosh, that game is amazing.
Journey, I don't even know how to describe it.
It's hard to describe.
You're walking and or floating through like the entire game. There's no like attack button or anything. But I can't spoil it. Don't. It is a very like metaphorical game, and it represents a journey, like the title of the game says.
There's probably a cut there.
Okay, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying
about
how
Journey.
you were talking about Journey, and it made me think of We Happy Few. That I'm only like 15 minutes in, and I want to get back into it. And I know there's action and combat in it and stuff, but I feel like the story.
It's a very emotional game too. I
was just made me think about that, and I was just gonna say if you want to jump onto the emotional baggage that's We Happy Few, check it out, and that's all I was gonna say. And you could go back to talking about Journey.
Journey. Have you played Journey, Jordan?
I have not played Journey. One of my good friends played Journey.
Okay, so you know.
But I personally have not played it. But he only has spoken high things of it.
It's so hard almost to talk about without spoiling it. If you haven't played Journey, go play it. It's like $15 maybe. I don't know exactly. I got it for free, I think. And it's like 2 or 3 hours long, I think. I need to replay it. Okay. It's so good. It's so emotional. And at the ending is just I don't even know. Like I feel like I'm building up too much hype in this game. It's not my favorite game of all time or anything, but it's such an emotionally interesting game. You're kind of like what just happened when certain things.
Okay.
I don't know. It's I don't know. Let's move on from Journey. Because I'm clearly not good at talking about it.
Yeah.
These games. I guess the whole point of this conversation is to say whether or not they're games or not. Which I guess isn't a whole long conversation. I'm saying I guess a lot. Because I do think they are, but I don't really think it's a bad thing. Like I said earlier, that if you say they're not, because the point of them is to make you feel emotions and to make you laugh.
I feel like the point of a video game is to be entertained.
It is. Whether or not
it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if it fits into the box of quote unquote video game.
Yeah.
Just as long as it helps you either get through something in your life
or just have fun.
Or just have fun. Either or. There's just so many things across the spectrum that video games help people do and experience.
If you like comedies, like it's almost like a lot of these games. Journey's not really this way, but it's like watching a good TV show.
Exactly.
That you're a part of, and you decide. You don't decide every little minute detail, but you can just like I said for the Wolf Among Us, I did a playthrough where I murked everyone I could because they're all assholes and they deserve to die, but they kind of have reasons for being that way, so it makes it very interesting. And
it makes you feel for those characters, and you do. And it's not just hey, they were coded like this. This is. It makes you feel like they're real people.
The only thing about a lot of the Walking Dead games is they do have some frame rate issues, especially on beta. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gone Home is a really good game.
I want to go through and I want to play.
It's a very short experience.
Borderlands.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Tales from the Borderlands. They gave it away for free a couple months ago on PS Plus. It's like if you like comedy, if you don't want to play all these heavy-handed, emotional, sad and angry games like The Wolf Among Us and the Walking Dead series, the Tales from the Borderlands is hilarious. It has heart too, and it's sad at points. But if you like the Borderlands universe, and even if you don't, it's so good. It's so funny. It's one of the funniest games I've ever played. Man, like I said, I need to go back and play Firewatch. I've got that game.
That game, I personally haven't played it. I've watched a playthrough, or I watched some of a playthrough of it, and I listened to an episode of Playing for Fun. It's a video game podcast that only talks about the good stuff about video games, and they did an episode about
We talk about
Firewatch.
only the bad stuff.
We talk about
everything.
anything you want.
Everything.
Yep. We will
hate it.
That's right. We will tell you the truth about it.
That it sucks.
Not that they lie, but it's just
it sucks. Everything sucks.
That's right. Well, most things suck. There are very
everything.
few
Literally
things.
everything. Nothing good has ever happened.
Okay.
That's true. The truth about lobsters. Okay, I'm gonna.
Save that article for later. We will discuss that. And next week, the truth about lobsters.
So you've played some of these, right, Jordan? You said I know you have. I know you have.
Or just,
Telltale games and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What are some more of your thoughts about them?
Honestly, pretty much if it has Telltale's name on it, I'll try it. Like, that's the kind of the way I think of it. I don't feel that way about the comic books because there's a Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy comic book.
Really?
And I picked it up and it was kind of just,
I think that game was supposed to be kind of I don't know though.
Yeah, I haven't played that one, but I like Guardians of the Galaxy enough. It's kind of cool. I'm not like I like comic books in general. I'm not really like Team Marvel or Team DC.
No, me either.
Kind of
Although I like DC more, but I like Marvel a lot too.
It's just like I like them both and whatnot. I just haven't. I do want to play another Telltale game. I have been looking into purchasing another one. I just don't know what.
Tales from the Borderlands. Have you played? You played The Walking Dead?
I played The Walking Dead.
Which ones have you played?
The chapters of The Walking Dead?
No, seasons.
All of them except 3. So I need to play 3.
Yeah, me too. Have you played? You said you played Batman. You would recommend that to the viewers?
I would recommend Batman the Telltale series because it's literally
just a Batman
like,
story, right?
It's a wonderful Batman.
It's a Bruce Wayne story too, from what I hear.
Correct. Yeah, it's a Bruce Wayne story, and it's just the way it's written is like it's like a love story to Batman's, in my opinion. And I'm not really a big Batman fan personally. I like Red Hood, Jason Todd. That's my favorite person in the Batman universe, so to speak. I don't really care for Batman myself. I appreciate him as a character. I think he's cool. But other than that, I'm not just like, go Batman.
I mean, I like Batman. He's my second favorite hero, but I feel you. Like, people have opinions. Yours is wrong, but people have opinions.
I've been told that, but I don't care. But as for someone that likes video games and loves comic books, you check this out.
Okay.
I would also recommend if you want what's the name of that game? Let me see if I can find it real quick before I forget.
Gone Home is also a really good one. It's like beautifully haunting. It tells it's a story about a young woman coming home. I think from college. It's been a while. I don't think I ever actually finished it, but it almost seems like a horror game when you first start it. It's so kind of creepy, but it's very good. So it's also a very short game.
This is a game that I haven't finished, but I have started playing it over 3 times and just couldn't. Not that I can't get through it because I want to play it. It's just that I haven't taken the time to play it. Doki Doki Literature.
Yeah, that's another one. That's not really a walking simulator, but it is I guess the point of this it's like an adventure, like story-based game, which is the point of this episode, I guess. It's not just adventure or walking simulator. It's just games that aren't normally considered games by some people. Have you played the Tales from the Borderlands? You gotta play that one, man. That game is hilarious.
Yeah.
Also,
because I'm a big Borderlands fan. I love.
Man, we need to play that on stream. Do you have Borderlands 2?
I'll pick it up.
Yeah, well, I think you can get it for pretty cheap. Me, you, and Jake maybe can play that on stream.
That'd be fun. Because I love Borderlands, and he
adores Borderlands. Y'all can hear him scream at people on that game.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love that game. I love the series. And
okay.
It's just really well done. It's just a fun game to pick up and play with.
Borderlands, the Tales of the Borderlands, is so funny. It's like a comedy TV show or something. So I definitely recommend that to you and to the listeners.
I will check it out.
It's very, like I said, it's earlier, heartfelt too. It's not just like I don't know. It's more like I don't know, like a traditional like How I Met Your Mother or Scrubs type sitcom where it does have heart to it. It's not like Seinfeld. I adore Seinfeld, but Seinfeld is not like it's a bunch of psychopaths living together in that show. Whereas this has more like heart and story. There's a very good story to it as well. It's not just laughs. So if you're looking for a good story, this has that as well. There's a ton of these games out that I haven't even played.
Same.
Gone to the Rapture. I think Dear Esther is one. Firewatch. There's a new one coming out from Campo Santo, which is the team who made Firewatch, called I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, check that out. If you want to look that up, because we need to wrap this up. I gotta get going actually as soon as we wrap this up. So check that out. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Journey to the Desert or something. Based in Egypt or something. There's probably a lot more that I'm not even thinking about.
Same.
So if you've been hesitant on picking any of these games up or playing them, if you're at all interested in a good story, you should pick them up. At least some of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are cheap too.
Exactly. And sometimes you just need a palate cleanser from combo smashing and hair pulling Dark Souls.
A lot of these have kind of seeped into other games too, like God of War. And this is kind of which I think these maybe have even come from like The Last of Us was such story heavy focused game. That I don't know if that came from The Last of Us or The Last of Us got it from these, or if it was just kind of same time, same place.
Yeah, or people just missing video games having
a story in video games over the last several years is kind of the forefront. It's been up and down. Well, it's kind of and I know Telltale kind of got a bad rep over the last year or so, but
yeah, they did.
Like video games, story wise, have gotten better. I guess I don't know, but if you're I feel like I'm rambling now. I'm sorry. If you feel like you thinking about picking these up lately, I would pick them up. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Yep. And as always, our intro and outro music is 8-Bit Passion by the Heatley Brothers. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, TuneIn, Stitcher, all your favorite
Hopefully Google Play. Get it together.
Hopefully Google
oh my
Play,
gosh.
get it together. They're something with their algorithm or something, whatever. It's, hopefully they'll fix it. But, if you don't want to listen on Google Play, you can listen on Google Podcast.
Yeah.
They're both wonderful platforms.
Spotify, man. You said Spotify,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
I did. We are on Spotify.
Finally.
We are on, TuneIn, Stitcher, your favorite
Probably,
podcast.
we're probably on
YouTube.
most of your
We're on,
favorite podcasts.
I'd say 90% of where you listen to podcasts at. As always, we appreciate your listening. We have, what's the
I
word?
don't know. What is the word?
Exceeded our expectations. We're over
Oh, yeah. We were over
1,100
1,100 downloads, which I thought it would take us.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were that far along.
I didn't either. So I'm fine with dropping that number with you guys because I'm surprised. I'm honored that people are listening to our voices and our opinions and thoughts and stuff and whatnot.
Gross.
I know. Yep. So thank you for listening. Tell your friends. Share on social media.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Wait,
that too.
Yeah, we're YouTubers now.
Yeah, no. Yep.
Word.
So
You can.
we also go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say you can follow us on Twitch. We've been doing some streams and uploading those streams to YouTube afterwards. If you can't catch the stream, we've been trying to make them like 30-minute intervals. So you can check that out on YouTube if you miss on Twitch.
If you want to be part of the community, you can follow the podcast at OneUpMePodcast on Twitter. You can use the hashtag PlayOn or the hashtag AskOneUpMe to submit your questions or topics for the show. We also have a Reddit r/OneUpMePodcast. You can submit questions or topics or just have a discussion with us on there. We are also you can also email the podcast at oneupmepodcast@gmail.com. Again, you can just throw questions or topics there that you would like us to cover on the show. We always are appreciative of reviews and whatnot on iTunes or Google Play or anywhere you want to review us. Just interact with your friends. Tell your friends about us. We're on Instagram at OneUpMeGaming.
What about what is our Twitch name? It's One Up Me Podcast. Is that it?
It is still One Up Me Podcast. We're waiting till we can change it to
One Up Me Gaming or something.
Yeah, One Up Me Gaming or something different. Just a little rebranding for the gaming aspect.
Yeah, we're trying to become more diverse, I guess, in our creative endeavors.
And this last one, we're kind of hesitant about mentioning it at all, or even creating it. Do you want to head?
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever actually feel comfortable even mentioning this. But we have a Patreon. We're not asking you for money right now, but we thought we would tell you because we didn't want someone to stumble across it and think that we were trying to be some kind of sneaky bastards. But we went ahead and created one. It took a long time. It looks decent. There's not a whole lot up on it right now. You can check it out if you want. I think it's just One Up Me or One Up Me Podcast or something on Patreon. I guess we can put a link if you want to.
Yeah, the link will be in the show notes if you're curious to check it out. The podcast will always be free.
Yeah, we thought we'd make it. We couldn't figure out how to make it private, so it's out there.
Yep, that's right. As well as the Twitch streams, by the way. The Twitch streams and the podcast will always be free, and
the Twitter though is going to cost money.
The Twitter, yeah,
$5 per tweet.
Really. Ooh, okay.
That's how you do it, baby. That's all I'm going to do all day. Just tweet.
But as always, we appreciate you listening, and we would hope that you would tell your friends about us, interact with us on social media, and I think that's all we got.
You think so?
Yeah, you got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, one more thing.
Okay.
Play on. That's not very loud.
It's not very loud, but I'm sure their ears are okay. That's very loud. Have a good week, guys.